Hi, I'm Dr. Brian Nickel, your cannabis expert for CannabisExpertMD.com. You know, the physical and mental health issues that affect many patients just don't affect the individual, they also affect the patient's entire family. Sometimes traditional medications fail the patient and they start looking for alternatives, perhaps even safer alternatives to the medications that were prescribed. It's at this point some of the stigmas that patients may harbor against medical cannabis start to fall by the wayside as they look for safer alternatives to the traditional medications that have failed them. Optimal use of medical cannabis is much more than just smoking a little bit of weed. It requires a lot of effort from the patient to learn exactly how to best use this ancient medication for optimal results. Sometimes with these patients, it not only improves the quality of their life and the family around them, but it also inspires them to teach others to achieve the wonderful benefits that they've received and the improvement in the life of them and their families. Britt Cagle is one such person. She shares with us her experiences, successes, and her hope for the future today. In the park with Normal at Burns Park on this lovely Saturday, I met a patient, Britt Cagle. Now, Britt's had a lot of issues with medical issues in her life. Traditional medicine has failed her at each and every turn, and it wasn't until that she discovered medical cannabis that her life really turned around. Britt's agreed to tell us a little bit about her story. Britt, it's nice to meet you. Why don't you tell everybody how medical cannabis has really helped you out?
Okay, so basically, I am a borderline personality disorder patient, not multiple, borderline. There's a difference. With a side of bipolar, general anxiety disorder, severe depression, suicide ideation, the list goes on. I've been this way for well over 20 years. Along with that, I have multiple back issues, and at one point, I was on 16 medications between back and head, everything from Topamax, Neurontin, to Xanaxes, to fentanyl, to oxycodone. I ran the gambit. And basically all it led to was more depression, several suicide attempts. I almost got my children taken away from me. I lost a husband. I almost lost my second husband. I lost parents. I lost my whole life. And the last time I was in the hospital, I said nope and came off cold turkey. And I was anti-cannabis because I thought cannabis ruined my college. Well, no, I ruined my college by misusing cannabis and being lazy. It took me a long time to learn that. I'm 42. So I checked into cannabis, but when I first started using it, you didn't get help from the dispensary other than, oh, this has the highest percentage, or oh, this is an indica, or oh, this is a sativa, and I started having to research everything.
And you found the medical perspective is very different from the recreational perspective most patients are familiar with.
It is very different. For example, a term I love, microdose. If you're going to actually use medical cannabis, use medical cannabis. Dose yourself. Use it like you would any other medication at time intervals, and you have onset medication. If you don't, it doesn't really do anything but keep you high. And I couldn't do that. I had 3 children I was fighting to keep. I was trying to get my life back. So I put myself through the internet, researching everything I could, teaching myself. And now, because I want to help people, because you can't find anybody to help you really. So I thought, well, I'm going to do this. I'm going to help people. And now I'm in school and I'm learning even more. And it's wonderful. It is so wonderful. There's nothing like it.
And have you found, as I preach constantly to everybody, that it is the combination of the different cannabinoids, terpenes, routes of administration, and timing that's really imperative to getting the best response you can from medical cannabis and really minimizing the side effects, which is euphoria?
Yes, it really is. Actually, you're speaking of the entourage effect.
Of course, yes.
And yes, if you use the plant from the ground up, I mean, there's even in the roots for, like, I believe it's gout that it helps.
We're getting into flavonoid territory that we don't talk about a whole lot here, but yes, it does.
But yes, anyways, use the whole plant. If you just use THC or you just use CBD, don't get me wrong, you're going to get help. But it's kind of like Okay, trombone solo, trumpet solo, drum solo, symphony. That's where the magic happens. And that is what I am trying to help people to understand. It's a whole different world from rec. It
Now,
completely is, and it's not dangerous if you do it right at all.
now, how much better is your life now that you've discovered cannabis as a medication compared to previously?
An actual night, I couldn't put a number on it. To tell you the truth, I was below the gutter. I was at rock bottom. I was this far away from one more attempt probably taking me out. And now I'm in school. I'm driven. I am a good mom finally.
I understand your daughter says that she has her mother back now. Is that right? Your mom's back?
Yes.
Okay, cannabis has given her mom back. Well, this
really
is a
has.
fantastic success story. You know, and I think stories like you really help to change, like yours, really help to change the stigma of cannabis. So many patients really see it as not even patients, but society sees it as a drug of abuse, not the medication that it really deserves to be considered as.
No, it's not, as they say, the devil's lettuce or whatever.
The Devil's Lettuce.
It's
That's
more
right from
like-
Reefer Madness. A great movie if you haven't seen it. I advise everybody to check that out.
To me, it's more like God's magical herb. It's great. I mean, it takes care of almost everything in your body, almost.
And now, Britt here has shown the importance of really educating yourself on how you can get the best response you can from cannabis from a medical perspective. Remember, like Britt said, everybody gets a little bit of improvement using any type of cannabis. It doesn't matter what you use. The difference between getting a little bit of improvement and having a tremendous improvement in the quality of your life, that's education. That's what we try to do here at CannabisExpertMD.com. I think Britt, that's what she is endeavoring to pursue here in educating other patients into how they can improve the quality of their lives. Thank you so much for speaking with
Thank
us today,
you.
Britt. It's a pleasure to meet you. I look forward to hearing how well you do in the future.
Yes, sir. Thank you.